going to be demonstrating today how I cut hair. A couple months ago, gosh, it goes fast, we did a vlog about hair cutting, and we had a subscriber mention that they're trying to learn how to do hair, and they wanted me to show more in depth how I do it. I like to do it way before now. This hair is out of control, and it always takes longer if it is longer. But we're going to go through the steps of how I cut hair. My disclaimer is that I have never gone to school to cut hair. This is just something I picked up and things that I have done. And so let's have at it. Okay, so first of all, every head is different. And so I comb the hair down and forward in a little bit of the style that we're going to cut it in. So then I get my clippers. I have to say these aren't my favorite. They're not as sharp as I'd like them to be. I know you can sharpen them, but these are just cheap ones. They get us by. So I'm using a number, is it pulling? I'm using a number 3 around the edges. And you don't want to go up too far, because if you do, then you're ending up with a buzz cut. So I usually try and go to about right there with the buzz, with going up, and then I'll come back and blend it. The first set of clippers that I owned, I think it was an Oster brand. They were amazing. They were my favorite. Really liked them. They are on the pricey side, but they lasted a long time. And then since then, I've just gone with the Costco specials. I've not been really happy with this brand. So someday I will invest in something that really does work well and won't pull hair. I do try and clean it out very well every time, and I make sure they're oiled. Same thing with the sides. I try to just go up. Hey, stop moving. Try to just go up the same distance all around. And stuff like this, it can be fixed later. Wiggly kids are super easy to cut hair on. Okay, so at this point, I now get my scissors. I could probably still use the buzzer with a longer attachment, but I find it just as easy to just use the scissors and kind of just shape around. So I just pull it in my fingers and just top the tops off. And just make sure, see, as you can see here, it's longer. So I just pull it up again and cut it off. And then it usually blends pretty well. The hair cuts better if it's wet. So I really need to invest in a hair sprayer too. Some people use and sometimes I'll do this, they'll use a comb and pull it up and not their fingers. I like the hands-on feel of my fingers. I kind of feel like I can get a better blend. It's just all personal preference. One thing that I do after I get this kind of cut down so I can see is I'll come back with my shavers and I'll do it again so I can blend it really well. One of the mistakes I would make early on is I would go up way too far before I started blending, and then you've got just some funky haircut going on. So you kind of want to look for just where you can blend it to have a natural curve of the head. And see, this is still too long over here, so I'm not gonna go up anymore till I get some of that taken off, and then I'll blend it. I am not a professional, but this is a Homestead haircut. The only thing it costs is a little bit of mama's time and patience. And if you do it outside, minimal cleanup. So I usually get my fingers and I'll pull the hair forward and then I'll pull it back. So then it kind of puts it up and then I can see what is still long and what isn't. See, so you can see over here, this is cut, this is not. So you just take it and go like that. And so then you've got an idea of where it needs to be. And boy, if you're not used to cutting hair every day, these get tired. Okay, so once I get to this point, I like to get them to look up, come down, wet it all down, see where I've missed, what might need to be fixed. Don't move, don't move. Don't move. Okay, so now we just have the finished work to do. It's not perfect, but we're gonna call it golden. And Wiggly Man is testing my patience. Come on, up. So the finished work includes a lot of the around the ears and the back, and some of these front pieces that don't like to play nice. So I just like to make sure those get taken care of. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Okay. Just gonna take care of that. And some of these longer hairs, I just kind of clip at. Now we're just gonna clip around the ears. Final touch. It's this cute thing. Neck down, chin down. Okay, then you want to make sure to tell them not to move. Okay, chin down, all the way down, all the way down. Okay, and then you want to do a straight line across. So I usually try to find a good place. You can't move. And get all the extra little man hairs off. And that is our Homestead haircut.